much for gathering, and thank you for inviting us to participate in this very, very important meeting. It really gives us the kind of energy to keep going. Sometimes we read and hear about people that maybe don't have the kind of energy and enthusiasm that all of us have for high-speed rail. I think most of you know that had an opportunity to hear from Karen Ray that she really is an extraordinary, talented person, and we could not be any happier to have Karen working with us. Let's give her a round of applause. Helping us to implement high-speed intercity rail. 20 months or so ago, when almost less than 30 days before or after President Obama was sworn in, he signed what was called the Economic Recovery Plan. Some people have referred to it as the stimulus plan. It was a $780 billion bill, which gave the Department of Transportation about $50 billion. And part of that $50 billion was $8 billion for high-speed intercity rail. And everywhere that I have gone in America, what I have said is, that's 8 billion times more than we ever had in America for high-speed intercity rail. And the person that deserves the credit for that is President Obama. He has a big vision for high-speed intercity rail. Credit for it is Vice President Biden. You know, for 35 years, 36 years, Vice President Biden has ridden Amtrak from his home in Wilmington every day from Wilmington to D.C. and back while he served in the United States Senate. They get it. President Obama really got his political career going in the city of Chicago using mass transit. As a member of the Illinois State Senate, as a state senator, he could actually take a train from Chicago to Springfield on Amtrak. And he used it and he believed in it. Now, I have been all over the world, and I have been to many states in our country. And like many of you who have traveled to Europe and Asia, and like Americans who've traveled to Europe and Asia, and come back scratching their head, wanting to know why we don't have that kind of rail service in America, it's because our government has never made the investment. And now we're making the investment. Over the last 21 months, we have invested over $10 billion in high-speed intercity rail all over America. And those of you that are familiar with the Northeast Corridor get it. You know that if you provide good service at a good cost that people can afford, they will use trains. There's no question about it. And that's what the rest of America wants. And that is what the rest of America will get under the leadership of the President and Vice President. This is a big initiative. This is a strong initiative. And because there are a few in America that think that maybe they don't want it or don't need it, I can tell you there are millions more Americans that want high-speed intercity rail. Within 25 years, if you look at our plan, the DOT plan, within 25 years, we will connect over 80% of America with high-speed intercity rail. It's not inexpensive. Talking a cost of $500 billion. But that's the kind of investment we need to make. If we do that, we will provide to our friends and neighbors the kind of alternatives that they want in transportation. When we allocated the first $8 billion, it went to California, Florida, the Midwest, and the Northeast, and you can see the formation of high-speed rail all over America. The additional $2.5 billion that we put out continues the progress. So now we are in the majority of states in America right now with the implementation of our plan. As I traveled around the world and went to every country that had high-speed intercity rail, here's what I said to the manufacturers. Come to America. We need your help. We know you have it over us on the manufacture of high-speed intercity rail. We know you do. Here's all we're asking, two things. You come to America, you make investments, two things. Hire American workers, take shuttered facilities, factories in America, and you can manufacture, you can make investments, and we will partner with you. Now there are over 35 companies, foreign and domestic, in America today, getting ready to hire American workers and implement high-speed intercity rail, using their expertise. This is a job creator for our friends and neighbors all over this country. This will give a boost to our economy. There's no question about it. And when you see what's happening in these states that have received the lion's share of our money, we think it's money well spent. The other partner, the other two partners that we need in this are our friends in the freight rail system. We have it over any other country when it comes to freight rail. And we, in our Tiger program, gave $500 billion to the freight rail systems in order for them to fix up their tracks. Look, we don't have enough money to build all new infrastructure, so we're going to use our friends in the freight rail, and they are friends. And we are working through agreements with them so that we can share their tracks, give them some money to fix up their equipment and their tracks, and then begin to use those tracks to deliver people all over America. The other partner is Amtrak. Amtrak is back on track.
All right.
They really are. They're doing a great job on the Northeast Corridor and other places in the country, providing a good service, on time, efficient, at prices ticket prices that people can really afford. And so we have some great partners. Freight rail, Amtrak, companies, both foreign and domestic. I'm telling you this right now. You'd all know it, because you're all rail enthusiasts. The train has left the station. High-speed rail is coming to America, and we are grateful for what you're doing. Now, we can't do it without you. We simply cannot do it without. We need your help. I've talked to many of you, shaken hands with many of you in this room, and I know you're ready to go. And I want you to know you have full and complete partners with President Obama's administration, with those of us at DOT. We're going to make this happen. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make it happen with your help, with our friends at Amtrak, with our friends in the freight rail system, with the foreign and domestic manufacturers that are in America. And what we do is we put our friends and neighbors to work. But what we do for America is get America into the high-speed intercity rail business. And what a legacy. What a legacy for all of us. We're right at the point in America where America was at when President Eisenhower signed the interstate bill. Not all the lines are on the map. We're not sure where all the trains are going. We're not quite sure how we're going to fund all of it. But we know this. 25 years from now, in half the time it took to build the interstate system, America will be connected with high-speed intercity rail. Thanks to your efforts, thanks to your leadership, thanks to the leadership of the President and many others. There's no stopping us, folks. There's no stopping us. So I'm delighted to be here to continue to give you the enthusiasm and energy. I don't care, what's taking place in a couple different places in the country. In the majority of America, people are ready for high-speed intercity rail. This is what Americans want. And thanks to the leadership, as I said, of the President, the Vice President, and those of you in this room, it's going to happen. So I don't know, maybe if, Thomas, if we want to have a little
Q&A?
Q&A here?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
First, let's have a couple.